Let's watch this, guys.
Planeteers are really teenage versions of people that really exist. Kwame is from Zimbabwe, and his real name is Peacemaker, and he's a child of the Zimbabwean Revolution when Rhodesia became Zimbabwe in 1980. And this is Kwame after he made his trip to Banana Republic. Unfortunately, they all went to Banana Republic and they got out of their native dress. I like the native dress look myself.
Guys, I want to get something clear here. Is Kwame not a name from Ghana? Isn't it a Ghanaian name? So, which country does Tanzania or does Zimbabwe or those South Africans or those Nigerians bear the name Kwame? Unless they have a Ghanaian parents. Because I'm trying to figure this out, where these white people got the analysis from. I'll keep on saying it that there's some white people that don't know the histories of black. Like when you ask them questions like this.
You name 5 countries in Africa?
Africa is the continent.
Yeah, 5 countries in the continent of Africa.
I don't know.
Let's wait. She wants to give us 5 countries in Africa.
Singapur gehört nicht dazu, oder?
Singapore? In Africa? Is Singapore in Africa? I better write in the comment section if she's...
Name 3 countries in Africa.
Jamaica? Where's Jamaica?
How do we feel about that?
Not only the white people, even most of those black staff grew up in America for a very long time that don't visit home. This is the kind of answer they'll give to you because a lot of them don't know the histories of blacks. They don't know African countries. They just make assumptions. Like they assume things that, oh, this is actually a name from Tanzania because they have heard that country is an African country. So they believe that this name, oh, I think this name is from Cameroon. I think this name is from Uganda. This name is from Sierra Leone. You know, they make this assumption. So when did Kwame, my Ghanaians, is there any other African country that bears the name Kwame? Okay, let me put it this way, sarcastically. I am a queer from Egypt. I am a queer from Egypt. And since we want to become funny, we want to joke about things like this, let's start. Please, you can start yours in the comment section. You are Kofi.
Where does that come from?
Gun.
Wari.
Owari.
Wari.
Owari.
Wari.
Owari.
Wari or Owari is an ancient African game played across the continent, and even today this game connects us. Here are 2 grandmasters, one from Ghana and one from Antigua.
Doppy.
Adope.
Doppy.
Adope.
I am a dopey.
Konki.
Bente.
Konki.
Bente.
Bajan. Konki.
Bente.
The konki dish and kenke dish are not exactly the same, but the historical connection is clear. Here's another similar dish you will know.
Dokuno.
Dokuno.
We'll be making our Jamaican style blue jaws or dokuno.
Brony.
Obroni. Hey, don't shower me. What? Hello?
This is a word that most of us aren't familiar with, but you can find it in the community of the Jamaica Maroons, who speak an ancient language, Cromanti, which comes from Ghana.
Taka everything to Obroni.
Nana. Nana. Nana.
What's Nana?
Nana, your granny.
Nana.
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 Nana. Take it. Nana.
Oh, Nana.
Oh, Nana means what?
No, oh, Nana.
Oh, na 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 na.
Oh, Nana.
Oh, Nana means what? Oh is your?
No, oh.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Caribbean, where does that come from?
Do you know that in Ghana, children are named according to their day of birth? For girls born on Sunday, they are called Akosuya, Monday Adwa, Tuesday Abina, Wednesday Ekuya, Thursday Ya, Friday Efia, and Saturday Ama. Then for boys born on Sunday, the child is called Kwesi, Monday Kojo, Tuesday Kwabina, Wednesday Kweku, Thursday Yao, Friday Kofi, and Saturday Kwame. I was born on a Saturday, so I am adopting Ama as my Ghanaian name. What day of the week were you born, and what will be your Ghanaian name? Let's
Ghana surnames and its meaning, part 2. If you've got a surname you don't know the meaning, I've got you. Number 1, Adu. Adu means king of the road. So back in the day, the people that were meant to look after the road were given the name Adu. Number 2, Ejapon. Ejapon means Nyame Ewi. And to break it down, Eja means like father, Yeja. And then Pong means finish, like complete. So together we say Eja Pong Nyame Ewi. Number 3, Ajay. Ajay means messenger of God. Number 4, Ajaman. Ajaman could be deliverer, savior, and as a redeemer of nations. If we were to break it down in Tria, Ajay, and as Oje means to redeem, and as to save, to be a savior. And then mine and as or mine means nations. So together we say Aje Mine or J or Mine. You get it? So that means savior of nations. Number 5, Amwa. Amwa is kind of similar to Ajiman because the word Amu comes from the Akan word war. So everyone who was Amwa was a warrior that fight for his nation. So if your name is Amwa, it means you are someone who is very brave. Follow to learn more about Ghana surname.
I went to Ghana for the first time last year, and I was given a name that really hurt my feelings, but it taught me a valuable lesson, so I wanted to share the story with you guys. While I was over there, we visited the Fanti region, and my uncle happens to be friends with a Nana in that region. A Nana is often translated to regional chief, but really it's closer to king. The only thing is men and women can be Nanas, so it's like not quite that either. There's Nanas all over Ghana, and it's actually a really interesting part of their political system and their cultural heritage. But outside of the context of political leadership, Nana can also mean grandparent or elder. That's going to be important for later. So this Nana, who I won't mention by name, has priests that he seeks for advice and counsel. And they went through a divination process to determine what names to give us. Traditionally, in Akan culture, there's this whole ceremony they do a couple of days after a baby is born to name the baby and present it to the community. We were basically getting that retroactively, and so we had aspects of that ceremony in it. And I'd love to talk about that. The symbolism behind it is beautiful and really complex and interesting. But for now, just know there was a ceremony and we were given a name. The ceremony was basically held on the patio of this Nana's home, which, by the way, is open to the community more or less. So there was like a wedding and a funeral going on in his yard at the same time that we were getting this done. But anyway, the priest comes up to me, does the ceremony with me, and then tells me in my ear what my name is. And so he's like, your name is Nana Donko, which I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I go through with the ceremony. And afterwards it turns into a big party because again, there's a wedding and a funeral going on and everyone's trying to eat, everyone's trying to have a good time. So I'm going around talking to different people, old people, young people, like, yo, what does my name mean? Like, what does this mean? And every time I tell someone, everyone's just like, and then people start saying things, like people were saying all these different random things. And I was like, all right, somebody's lying. So I'm back in the hotel and I can finally Google this. I already know what Nana means because I just met a Nana. And by the way, the names that they gave us were mostly that Nana's relatives, past ancestors. So I type it into an Akan translator and it comes back king slave. You got to understand, like, this is the most emotional trip I've ever taken in my entire life. In no small part because of what I learned about the slave trade. Like, I could make a whole separate video about it, but like, we were in the slave dungeons, we were walking on the floor only to be told 20 minutes in that like the floor we were walking on is actually like 4 inches thick of the remains and feces of the people who were kept in this. It's just crazy. So I was processing a lot emotionally, thinking about how the things that happened in buildings like this formed who I am, the generational trauma, all this stuff was really heavily on my mind this whole trip. So then to turn around and find out that I'd been named by the people I was staying with king slave, I was like literally like, I went into a spiral. It felt like a condemnation, but I decided to sit with it and really think about what it meant for me. And that's what I did for a couple of days. A little side note, I became super interested in Taoism that same year. I bought the Tao Te Ching, I started doing Tai Chi. All of these things kind of just led me to this. And I've always been interested by contrast, how opposites are closer than they seem. And it was that thought process that eventually led me to realize a king is the ultimate servant. Leadership is supposed to be servitude, and thinking about it any other way is wrong-headed. And when I had that realization, I was like, yo, this is exactly the name for me at exactly this moment in my life. It couldn't be more perfect. When I came back to the States, a couple months later, I was looking through my old journal. The last entry of that journal had been the first day of 2023. I'd made this roadmap, and I'd broken it down into 3 main categories. And I was mind blown to see what the categories were. King, servant.
I heard that some Ghanaians migrated from Ghana to Jamaica, and most of these Jamaicans, they bears Ghanaian name like Kwame, Kofi, Mensa, and Equia, and a lot of names, Abena, and a lot of names from Ghana. From Uganda. Make it make sense to me. When did Kwame turn to a Tanzanian name, for crying out loud? Guys, see, this 2025, I'm going to be giving you guys lots of amazing content, both from entertainment that will make you laugh and educational content that you love so much here on this channel, UJTV. But I still want to know, based on history, that is quite understandable that yes, these people migrated from this country down to this other country, and they are bearing Ghanaian names because they migrated from here, and they were named by their forefathers, and they still keep on to that name till date. And I've seen a scenario where they said people from Nigeria, the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria, migrated, I think to Los Angeles or to somewhere in America, and they have a community of Nigerians, like the Yoruba tribes of Nigeria in America, and they bears Yoruba name like Olufemi, Olawale, Bimbo, and so on and so forth. And I also heard of an Igbo name in a particular country. I think in St. Louis. I'll be dropping the name if I could remember. I'll attach it here for you guys to go make a research about it. There's some Igbo tribes in this other country again, and then there's Igbo name. That doesn't mean that when you hear someone bearing this name, you try to refer them to another country. Wise people, please try to make a research about Africa. Don't come up with assumptions. Don't come up with assumptions and say, oh, blacks, Africans are timid. Africans live in those under the tree. Africans do not put on clothes. I've heard like annoying misconceptions about Africans. Just like some days ago, I'll keep on talking about that man because that man alone, an American reacted on that man's video. I'm gonna be dropping a video about that. You know, that man alone said Ghanaians do not speak English. You know, it is a misconceptions that they have been told about Africa, that Africans do not speak English. So that's why you see, whenever you see some wise people, they tend to place words like, they don't place it together. They maneuver words because they are not sure about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, like and share. It is important to share this video, guys, so that we can all learn. And please drop your thoughts in the comment section and educate us more about different African countries and where they migrated to. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.